All right, folks. We're that way. So we're gonna switch things up a little bit here. We generally have a camera over beside us, but we're having a few technical difficulties. As you can hear, the anthems are going on. But I've got Cade O'Rourke here with me. So Cade, obviously, takes 2 overtime periods, but you do pick up the win. What do you have to say? A big team win.
Yeah, big team win, and that was good. 2-on-0, big pass by our goalie. He came out, and just a 2-on-0, nice pass by Brody, and a goal by Zyla. So yeah.
Aiden Jones taking inspiration from the Edmonton Oilers. Mike Smith with that pass.
Yeah.
But so, Cade, who do you model your game against? Who's your big favorite D-man star in the NHL? I have a feeling I might know who you're going to say.
Probably like Victor Hedman or Cale Makar.
Victor Hedman, the big, tall, thunderous shot, lightning defenseman, and Cade Makar, Alberta's own Cale Makar. But yeah, certainly. So what would you say was being said around the bench as you enter overtime? Did you have the belief that you could, at the end of the game, win?
Yeah, we had a big feeling, and we're just so confident, and then went out there and scored in the second overtime.
Took 2 overtimes, you take the 2 points away, gets you closer to that elusive 10-point total. So now your focus turns to your game in a couple hours here over at the other arena. So you're gonna go get some food in you. What's your go-to pre-game meal?
Pasta with marinara sauce.
Pasta, marinara sauce, delicious. And you're wearing number 24 here for the Western Selects. There's a little bit of a story behind that, you said.
Yeah, so my friend, he was number 24 and he died for cancer, so that's why I wear number 24.
Truly a great tribute, and you're doing well in it in this tournament. You're definitely one of the power play quarterbacks for this Western Select team, but I'll let you go get to that pregame meal as we end our pregame here, as we go into our game between the Junior Bruins and the Minnesota Blades.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 33rd Annual Brick Invitational Tournament here at West Edmonton Mall. We are just underway. I'm Mike Gould here with Conrad Krausert for this game between the Junior Bruins and the Minnesota Blades. And it comes up top. The Minnesota Blades have the puck in the offensive zone. Long shot there is turned aside by Boston's starting goaltender in this one, Luke Sirac.
Happy Canada Day to everyone watching. Of course, neither of these teams Canadian, but playing on our national holiday.
Now Watson directs the puck toward the goal, where lunging on top of it is Owen Ryan, who we've seen before in this tournament, wearing number 39 in the Minnesota colors.
Oh, the classic North Stars jerseys. The bright green, gonna shine here under the sunlight at the Ice Palace of West Edmonton Mall.
Now a shot off the face-off is stopped there by Ryan. Comes up top, and Irwin sends it down low. Boston looking to open the scoring here against Minnesota. Here come the Blades. They can't get it out. Now on second try they do, and up the near side, Stewart. Now it's Schmidt, who hands it off through the middle to Moulton. Moulton has it knocked off his stick. He goes after it down low, and he's helped down there by Stewart. Boston looking to muscle it forward. Now Cullen out to the blue line, and it does escape. Out to center. Moulton hands it back to his defense. On it for Minnesota is Schneider. Schneider dishes it on over to Staus. Staus skates it across the blue and now the red. Staus into the offensive zone. Staus down low. Staus skating around. Finds his man up top. It's Schneider. Long shot through traffic is stopped there by the goaltender Syriac. Holds on for a face-off with 10:22 on the clock in this first period.
Staus looking like Alberta-born defender Cale McCarr there. Circles the whole zone before putting a shot on net. Or before passing it off for the shot on net, rather. Oh, I do have to say, I'm pointing out this every time when a player's gloves do not match the jerseys. That is number 5, Colton Nash. Easily identifiable by the blue gloves with the green uniforms.
Wow, those aren't even a navy blue. They're a bright blue that Colton Nash is wearing down there for Minnesota. Now Boston out to center, down the left side. That's Boyle who tries to advance it forward, and he does, making some nice moves there, but then has the puck knocked off his stick. And Minnesota bringing it out to center. That's Magner, who hands it back to his defense. Now Walter back over to the far side, and now it's Nash on it. Nash up ahead. That pass out of the reach of his teammate Wakefield up the near side. Pardon me, that was Burke who was lunging for it. Now Boston on it, and it's Boyle on the far side. Boyle finds a Saul. A Saul at center, chips it in, and Minnesota back on it. Walter on the near side. Tried to dump it in, but it was blocked down by Boston, and now Stinson hands it back to his defense. Long stretch pass connects. Now coming in for Minnesota is Steele. Steele stops up, and now Boston takes over. Here's McCann down the right side. That pass taken away. And now Matchy turns it over. Here's a chance for Boston. And making a save there was Ryan. Now a delayed penalty called, and it's going to be against the Bruins.
A slash to the tall stick of Matchy. We don't have to remember Matchy is wearing number 16. In the first game of the tournament, they had 2 D-men wearing number 16. Luka Matchy as well as Leaf Compa.
Now Matchy has his proper sweater on, and Minnesota will go to this game's first power play with Boston's player in the box for a slash.
A little bit of communication determining who's going to take this face-off. But it is won by the Junior Bruins.
And Boston will try to clear here as it comes around the near side. Out to the point and past Walter, who has to go back to center to retrieve it. Minnesota on the puck here. Comes up the middle, and now it's Schmidt down the right. Schmidt enters in onside. Tried to fire a pass over to the middle, but puck was knocked off his stick. Now Minnesota trying to jam it in the side of the net, but it comes up top, and Staus sends it down low. Stewart on the puck. Teammate hammering for it. Now he gives it back. Stewart making a move. Backhand shot. Hits the side of the net. Now Stewart takes his man down. And Minnesota's about to go to 4-on-4 here as Joey Stewart's going to get called for a trip.
So we haven't made mention of the goaltender in between the pipes for the Junior Bruins. It's number 30, Luke Syriac. We've been provided actually with a little bit of info for the Junior Bruins hockey team. Born in Holliston, Massachusetts, and plays his summer or winter hockey for the South Shore Kings.
Syriac wearing number 30, 4'10", 100 pounds there for Boston.
And some of the most beautiful pads in the tournament, it has to be said.
Now a long shot there is blocked en route. And Stinson takes over from Minnesota. Now it's taken over by Archibald, who goes D-to-D. Bobrov up ahead to Brackett. That pass was out of his reach, and Boston's going to get dinged for an icing here with 8 minutes to go in this first period.
You know what? We actually have a couple pairs of nice pads in this game, as the Minnesota Blades goaltender has the traditional stripes across the bottom of his pads and just a clean set of black pads. Not going to show any puck marks on those.
Face off in the Boston defensive zone is won by the Bruins. Backhanded through the middle, and now it's Watson on the puck. Watson cutting wide, stops up. That one's picked off. Here comes Stinson back the other way with speed. Stinson cuts to the middle. Stinson still with it. Now has to go up top and has Matchy for support. Stinson back out at center. Hands it off to Walter. Walter up top for Matchy. Matchy down the left side. Bounces to Stinson. Stinson's going to pull the trigger. Gets it up top for Matchy. Matchy down low. That pass cut off by Boston. And they bring it up to center and fire it in on goal. Bounces, and it's turned aside there by Ryan.
Matchy with the long reach, able to keep that puck in at the blue line for a moment, but is now pressured in his own zone.
That's Prodovsky who tried to steal it for Boston, but now Minnesota brings it out to center. Down the right side is Moulton. Moulton has the puck. Poked off his stick. Here's Spacito for Boston. Spacito down the left side has Prodovsky with him. Spacito fires, and that one just sails wide. Minnesota up the near side, trying to clear the zone. Schmidt is hauled down, no call forthcoming. And Boston brings it right back out. McElhaney down the right, makes a move. McElhaney hauled down. They're going to call a penalty there on Blake Schmidt for Minnesota.
Schmidt has his hands up, asking, how are you calling that one? But easy to call it when you don't have a stick if you're reaching those arms around.
Schmidt heading to the box. 6:41 on the clock here for Minnesota. They go down a player here. In fact, down two.
Only 25 seconds of 5-on-3. And they're saying, Shaw is saying that they had held their arm up, so they are going to pull the player off the bench. Hopefully it is an existing center.
Moulton back on the ice for Minnesota.
I believe Moulton is actually a winger. It's going to be a winger face-off.
5-on-3 here for Boston.
Pulled back in the corner, though, for Moulton. He'll head off after winning that face-off.
And now back on the puck for Boston is Archibald. Archibald looks up the ice, skates it through center. Archibald and his teammates collide. Minnesota on the puck now with lots of time, and Watson fires it down the ice. Back on it now for Boston. With him there, that's Archibald who fires it up the far side. Prodovsky pokes it forward, but Minnesota sends it all the way back down into Boston territory.
Back to 4-on-5 with a minute 15 remaining in the second penalty.
But a turnover, Minnesota on the puck. Steele brings it out to center, trying to kill some time, sends it up the near side. Now look out, it's right in front of us here in our broadcast booth. Watson brings it in. Watson tried to pull the trigger. Now it's Welby in on goal, and the save made there by Ryan.
And a little bit of a distraction behind the offensive zone as we have what looks to be a Ferrari driving through the mall.
Oh my goodness, you're right. A brand new car driving. I'm not sure if that's a Ferrari or a Porsche. My goodness, now there's a shot that's turned aside by Ryan. Down low, Boston on the puck. That pass in front, deflected away from the Bruins skaters.
That would be an expensive puck over the glass. Luckily, we got the netting between us and that car.
Yeah, no kidding. And now Minnesota sends it all the way down the ice. Back on it for Boston is Lions. Lions sends it up ahead, and Boyle takes it. Boyle down the left side has his pocket picked, and Minnesota sends it ahead. Pretty good penalty kill here for Minnesota.
Great penalty kill, considering they started with the 5-on-3
yeah.
and have now only
got a 2-on-1.
5 seconds.
Yeah, Moulton tried to get it back over. Moulton with a backhand that's blocked there by Lions. Moulton dropped down low, retains control of that puck. Moulton on the forehand, tried to find Stewart with it, but couldn't find him.
Back to 5-on-5 here.
And now Boston looking to bring it out. They do up the near side, calling out to center, deflected into the Minnesota zone.
You know what? I'd argue the better scoring chance came shorthanded for the Blades.
Now Stewart up top, and that one's taken away by Boston. They'll bring it up to center. That pass goes off the skate of Asal. Asal has Watson up top. He also has Campanelli helping him out. Campanelli, that pass was picked off, but now Watson has it. Finds Archibald. Archibald walks in, fires, and that one's deflected just wide.
Had an open spot on that far post. Probably would have gone in if it hadn't been deflected.
Now Archibald back on it. Passes it over to the left side and receives the return feed. Archibald through center, down the left side, and now sends it into the Minnesota zone. And they retaliate by sending it right back into the Boston end.
So we had back and forth flow in the previous game. This is starting to get a little bit choppy. No team really able to break the wall of the blue line.
And the shots on goal 6-2 for Boston in this first period with 3:17 on the clock. Campanelli cutting in. Campanelli up top. That shot deflects toward the goal, knocked aside by Ryan. Now Watson couldn't find his man up top, but it comes to Irwin now. Campanelli. Now McElhaney winds up and fires a shot that deflects wide of the goal. That one was close. Watson now down low. Finds his man up top. That shot was taken away by Watson. Hands it off to his defense partner, and now up at center ice making some moves is Magner. Magner down the right side. Magner 1-on-3. Loses control, but now gets it back. Magner in front, and that pass didn't quite reach Wakefield. Pardon me, that was Landon Burke who was waiting for the puck, and now Burke gets it on the near side. Burke tried to chip it to himself, knocked away there by the Bruins. Poked out to center ice onto the stick of Staus.
Burke wearing the number 87, popularized by Sidney Crosby. One of those star numbers that we've talked about.
Absolutely. And now it's sent up to center ice where Boston waits for it. On there is McElhaney, sends it up the far side boards. Spacito brings it in, but his teammate had yet to tag up. That was Robbie McCann.
We've got a lot of fans turning and watching as that very expensive sports car still continues to drive over behind our broadcast location through a narrow corridor. So,
well, you never know what you're going to see here at West Edmonton Mall, and we're here on day 3 of this Brick Invitational tournament. Minnesota looking to clear the puck, and they do. It's Stewart down the left side, into the middle, dishes it off. Here's a chance for Moulton. Fires, and a blocker save is made there by the right catching goaltender Luke Syriac. Boston has it in its own zone. It's Welby with the puck below the goal line. Welby passes it, and Boston looks to break it out. It's taken there quickly by Staus. Dishes it off, back behind him to Schneider. Schneider on the puck below his own goal line. Gets it up ahead, and that one's out of reach of everybody. They're going to call icing against Minnesota on the play.
The only arm I saw up was the arm of one of the coaches for the junior Bruins, but does head on down. Not enough curl to prevent the icing. We are seeing the ice starting to warm up, starting to see these grooves cut a little deeper on this ice. So you could see a couple funny bounces.
1:24 on the clock. No rush to finish this first period, but nevertheless, we have it echoing over the loudspeakers here at West Edmonton Mall.
Quite appropriate for Canada Day. Heard a lot of Canadian music over our PA speakers.
Now Campanelli, that pass in front deflected away from its intended target. And now it comes up the near side boards where both teams battling for that loose puck. Now Matchy picks it up for Minnesota. Matchy passes it off, and now on the puck for Minnesota's Wakefield. Minnesota pushes it forward, and on the far side, it's taken by Steele. Steele finds Wakefield. Wakefield down the right side, sends it ahead for Stinson. Stinson battling for it down low, finds his man up top. That's Walter. Now it's Matchy. Matchy's drive. Oh, that one might have caught somebody up high. It deflects wide. Matchy again with a shot that flutters toward the goal before being deflected astray by Brackett. And now behind the play, a Boston player takes his man down, and that's going to be a penalty called against Boston's number 5, Emmett Offiro.
And Brackett getting a few words from our officials about flipping the puck away from where it needed to be. But just to make mention of it, Maxwell Prodowski, one of those players in at 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points, leading this tournament. But for the side of Minnesota, I do have to look a little bit down the roster here. Nolan Steele and Owen Moulton, both with 3 goals apiece.
Face off in the O-zone for Minnesota. They chip it down low, and Boston sends it out toward the blue line, but not out. Second try also does not escape. Moulton keeps it alive and gets the return feed. Moulton in front. Here's a chance. A shot. Oh, and a save made there by Syriac. Oh, my goodness. A windmill stop there on Joey Stewart, keeping it a 0-0 game with 12.8 remaining in this first period.
Your best penalty killer needs to be your goaltender. And boy, oh boy, one of the best saves of this tournament, not just this game, from the right-handed catcher.
That was absolutely a windmill stop by Joey Syriac. My goodness. Impressive stuff. Now in front, Burke hammering away at that puck. Up top, and the puck escapes the zone. That should pretty much do it for this first period, although behind the play, what's going on? There's a clock issue, and all the time had expired, but they hadn't started the clock. And now they're going to say the period is over.
And it will be the end of the first. And now we get the horn.
So after the final horn sounds for this first period, thanks to a fantastic save by Luke Syriac in the dying moments, it remains a scoreless tie here at West Edmonton Mall.
And he's being mobbed by every player as he comes to the bench, even getting a brief high five from his goaltending tandem partner. And you know what? Well deserved. You haven't seen many 10-bellers like that. And putting the flair on it, too.
Yeah, it was just a tremendous save there by Luke Syriac, who got across. The Minnesota player, Joey Stewart, had a lot of net to shoot at, but Syriac got all of the body he needed in front of it. I believe he got maybe one of his legs on that save. I'm not entirely sure where Stewart shot it, but nevertheless, the goaltender for Boston keeps it a 0-0 draw.
And you saw a couple of the parents jumping up and down in excitement too. I don't know if that was his mom or one of the other players' moms, just so happy to see that glove save. Oh, you love to see the parents get involved, because the parents, you always think the kids are sacrificing so much. You got to recognize the sacrifices that these parents are making. A lot of the time, this age group gets not so great ice times. 6:30, 6, 7 a.m., going in before school, having to bring them back from the rink, back home, get them showered and ready for their day at school.
Absolutely. And as we start this second period, still 1:32 remaining on this power play for Minnesota. Moulton coming down the right side. Moulton, sharp angle shot, turned aside there by the goaltender Syriac, and now it's covered up with 9 seconds gone in this middle frame.
Make sure to get his body in front of it and then catches it on the way down. And I've made comments on this a couple times. I love the fact that some of the younger siblings are rocking the handmade Bruins signs.
Down low, Stewart giving chase for Minnesota. Helped out by Schmidt. Schmidt with the puck down low. Schmidt gets it up top. Minnesota on it. It's Walter at the right point. Walter with that puck. It's knocked off a stick, but Minnesota retains possession. And over the left side on it there. A shot by Staus to flex wide. Down low with it now is Stewart. Boston flips it all the way out to center ice, and going back toward it is Walter.
So we've got a couple handmade signs here coming out from Team Minnesota as well, with the hashtag Selly being one of them. Who's going to be the first one to Selly? Could be happening
Look out.
here.
Here's Stewart behind the defense. Passes it off. Moulton. Oh, and another save made there by the goaltender Syriac. Another save made by Syriac. He gets over to deny Blake Schmidt on that backhand shot.
Syriac scrambling and does a tactic that was popularized by the Dominator, Dominic Hasek. When you're not sure if you can get across, drop that stick. Make sure you're getting both hands as high as you can, trying to knock that puck down when it flies across.
Off that face-off, Boston sends the puck all the way down the ice. And back on it for Minnesota is Ryland Schneider. With just 20 seconds remaining on this power play, Schneider hands it off to Burke. Burke with the puck, leaves it for Magner. Magner couldn't pull the trigger, and now Boston brings it back the other way. Here's Watson down the right side, makes a nice move. Watson has the puck just slide off his stick. Campanelli in there for Boston. Watson as well, jamming away at that puck below the goal line. Minnesota with it. It's handed off over to Luca Macchi. Macchi spins away from a defender, and now Macchi up the ice finds Burke. That pass went by Burke, and it's going to go all the way down the ice for an icing called against the Blades.
Wow. I'm just playing that Syriac save back in my head. And he's been getting a couple taps on the pads. Appreciation from his defenseman. And oh boy, I have to imagine that's going to be one of our highlights coming up at the end of this period. Here in this 2021 edition, taking place in 2022, the 33rd annual Brick Invitational.
Face-off in the Boston offensive zone is won by the Bruins. Down the left side, it's Welby who fires it down low. Received there by Asal. Asal below the goal line. Asal backhands it up top. Received there and returned back to Asal. Asal's pass was over the stick of Boyle. Here comes Minnesota back the other way. When there is Wakefield. Pass it off. Here's a chance. A shot and a save by Syriac. Another save by Syriac. Now they tuck it in. Minnesota strikes first. It's Nolan Steele.
Nolan Steele getting his hashtag Selly on. Definitely just pokes the puck that creeped past Syriac. Syriac getting the hair out of his eyes. But it's got to be hard for these goaltenders. Now, this is the worst time for a goaltender on this south side of the ice. The panels of glass of this great dome ceiling, letting the light right into his eyes. Don't know if that played a factor in this goal.
Nolan Steele opening the scoring for Minnesota in this one against the Boston Junior Bruins. And it's 1-0 for the Minnesota Blades. Boston back on the puck. It's sent up the near side. Karam's off the referee. Minnesota tags up. Down the right side, coming in a shot there by Stewart, went wide. Now Stewart gets it back down low.
Of note, Nolan Steele's goal brings him into the four-way tie for most goals in this 2021 edition of the Brick Invitational.
And now Syriac jumps on the puck in the crease, prompting a face-off for Minnesota in their offensive zone.
Been under a barrage of shots here in this second period.
Now Boston on it down the right side. It's sent up to the point. Kept alive by Minnesota for a moment. Now it escapes down the right side. Here comes Prodovsky. A shot there and a kick save made by Ryan.
Prodovsky, one of the more balanced attackers in this tournament. 3 goals, 3 assists for that share of the points lead.
Now on it is Spacito. Spacito trying to steal that puck, but it's Staus who gets it out to center for Minnesota. Minnesota advances it up ahead. Schmidt chips it in, but Lyon back on it for Boston. Lyons up ahead for Prodovsky, and now on the far side. And now it's taken by McCann. McCann through the middle fires a shot, and the save made there by Ryan.
Right off the M in the middle of his chest. Very positionally sound save there. Not giving the shooters much to shoot at. Playing right at the top of that blue crease. Not giving a ton of angles.
Now Brackett lining up to take the draw for Boston. Brackett, the left-handed center, loses the draw. And now it's sent down below the goal line. Boston on it. Unable to spin and fire there was Watson. And Minnesota brings it out to center. It's Steele down the left side. Steele spins, looks up top. Steele has it poked off his stick. And now here comes Brackett. Brackett advancing it. Minnesota turns it back, and now Boston enters the zone offside.
And the coach manning the door nearly gets a face full of carbon fiber for his troubles. Can you call a high sticking if you're high sticking your own coach?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought.
8:05 to play in this first period. On it there for Minnesota to take the draw is Jace Magner. And the puck is loose in center. Now it's dumped in by Boston, but not deep. Boyle chipping it. Met there by Brock Staus. Boston keeps it alive. Here's a chance for Welby. Couldn't get it on goal. Welby finds it again and gets it up top. Cullen returns it back over to the right side for his player. Now up top. Boston's Welby unable to get it on goal.
Unconventional offensive zone time here for the Bruins. Running 3 men across the blue line.
And now the puck will come out to center ice, up to the neutral zone, for this next face-off with 7:37 remaining in this second period.
I believe the puck hit the hand of a fan leaning over the boards.
Lining up to take it for Boston there is Ryan Cullen. Now Minnesota on it. Up the near side comes Moulton. Moulton has Stewart with him. That pass missed Stewart and slides over to the far side. Boston out to center. It's Boyle. Boyle has the puck knocked off his stick. Welby couldn't pull the trigger. Now a shot from up top is blocked by Minnesota. Minnesota gets it out to center. Moulton passes it over. On the left side, it's Stewart. Stewart's long shot is seen all the way and gloved by Syriac.
Syriac letting his team get this long change. You see a lot more freezing the puck in the second period just to get those line changes, especially in this barn. I'm going to mention it here because we've seen a couple offsides just based on where the door for your forwards is located, sometimes having to scramble the about 15 feet back to the blue line.
Down low, Minnesota with the puck in the offensive zone. That pass up front is picked off by Boston. And down the left side now comes McCann. McCann backhands it toward the goal. The save is made. It's still loose. And now covering it up is Ryan in the crease for Minnesota.
Definitely seeing a ton of players crashing towards the net. Hard to make the save if you can't see the puck. Trying to get as many legs, sticks, bodies in front of the way. And who knows? Lucky bounces happen. But a battle of the goaltenders here between Minnesota and Boston.
Spacito has it down low for the Bruins. Spacito coming in to help out is Prodovsky. Spacito steps on the puck and Prodovsky now takes control. Up top, McCann keeps it alive. Hands it off. Down the right side, there's a shot by Boston. Seen all the way. The rebound, poked just wide by Prodovsky. Close call there for Boston. And now Minnesota brings it up to center.
Prodovsky looking to be the first player to hit 7 points in this tournament.
And look out. Prodovsky had the puck go through his legs. Now he backhands it into Watson, but they're going to say that Watson entered just offside. Close call for Boston.
Claps coming from the Boston coaching staff. Really appreciative of the effort that the forward group is putting in, trying to get that fluttering puck to just go over that red line.
Shots on goal favoring the Bruins 11-10 in this one. Watson hands it back off to his defense. Bobrov ahead, finds Campanelli. Dumps it in and Brackett gives chase.
The tall Watson wearing number 99, popularized in this city by the great one.
Now it comes up top. Bobrov keeps it in. Here's Brackett down the left side. Knocked off his stick, and Minnesota gets into the line again and not out. Minnesota now, another chance. This time they do get it out to center, and out of there for Minnesota is Stinson. Hands it off, now pass in front, and that one was knocked away from Steele. Boston on it. It's Watson down low. That pass taken away by Wakefield, who rims it around down low. Boston with the puck. It's Bobrov. Bobrov sends it over to the far side. It's kept in by Matchy. Matchy sends it down low, and now it's Archibald with the puck. Archibald reverses it for Bobrov. Up ahead to Campanelli. Here's Campanelli. Can't get it out. Kept alive there by Minnesota. Down the right side, Minnesota can't get it on net. Comes out to the point, kept in by Walter. Now it comes up top, and Boston gets it out to safety. Skating it back in is Matchy. Matchy's shot from a sharp angle. Seen all the way by Syriac. He covers up for the Bruins.
So we mentioned the great one, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Oilers used to come and practice on this rink very frequently when they were owned by Peter Pocklington. My mom, I talked to her last night, said Peter Puck used to stand right where our broadcast location is, watching his team practice here on this West Edmonton Mall ice in the 80s.
Now the puck is sent down low in the offensive zone for Minnesota. Now it's riding on top of the boards in the Boston zone, and now it's brought out to center.
As we mentioned, you have one of the widest dashers here, just because this is a rink that sees everyday use for skaters of all levels. So they've given it a little bit of extra for some of those skaters who might be just renting skates and skating for the first time, but not the greatest for hockey.
Need to rest your hands on the top of the board sometimes, and now Minnesota tries a late change, but their players are told to head back to the bench.
Reminder, the home team does have last change, and they determined that there had been enough time that they wouldn't have given the option to the home team, the Bruins in this one, wearing the white.
Now Burke with the puck. Back on it for Minnesota is Schneider, who hands it off, and now with it is Staus. Staus forced to turn back. On it for Minnesota's Nash. Gets it up ahead for Burke. Burke turned back, and now Nash back on it. Flips it over to the far side where it's taken by Magner. Now Burke finds his man Nash, and Irwin on the puck. Irwin back down to center for Staus. Now Asal forces a turnover. Asal, toe drag into the middle. He's dropped there by Staus. They're going to call the Minnesota defender for a penalty there. It's a body contact call against number 24 in green.
Yeah, pretty cut and dry call. Reminder, this is a non-contact tournament. Very important to protect the young players' bodies, especially their heads. Those body contact calls, we're seeing more and more concussions not necessarily related to head contact, but to contact in general. So in the interest of health and safety, that is the call.
Face off in the Minnesota zone. Puck still free inside the circle there on the right side. Now it's sent up to the top for Archibald.
Steele had to be careful there. He was using the shaft of his stick to back that puck off, not his hands.
Now in front, Watson tried to find the puck, couldn't get it. And Minnesota hammers it all the way into the neutral zone where Archibald is back on it. Archibald through the middle. With speed, Archibald makes a move. Got past Walter, but couldn't get the shot on net. Up the near side, it's sent out to center. And Watson back on it for Boston.
So I make mention of that face-off infraction, because I know a former center of the Calgary Flames, Craig Conroy, commonly had that call.
Now Watson, a shot, they score! It's a Welby! Tie game.
Right over the glove hand. Not necessarily always the most dangerous shot, but it kind of trickles and flutters. Almost a bit of, to steal the term from the Anaheim Mighty Ducks movie, a knuckle puck coming in over the glove hand.
Welby poking in that shot after Watson's initial drive was deflected. And it's a 1-1 game here after that power play goal. 3:09 to play in this second period. Brackett into the offensive zone. Makes a move. Brackett backhands it high and off the top of the glass. Boston keeps it alive, and now rushing over to try and clear it out is Moulton. Gets it into Stewart. Stewart down the right side. Stops up and looks for his player. Puck is free in the near side corner. Now up the near side. Boston gets it up to center. Boyle lost control. Moulton on it now for Minnesota. Gets it ahead for Stewart.
Just a reminder, all power play goals in this tournament are brought to you by the TieCheck Advisor Group of Scotia Wealth Management, which was that last goal.
Now a shot there by Boyle is blocked en route. Moulton can't clear. Drops his man Brackett. Brackett tried to find Watson. Now Watson takes down his player, and Boston's about to go down by a player on the ice.
Watson threw his hands up in frustration.
Watson,
that is pretty cut and dry trip there.
Yeah, Watson certainly didn't mean to do that, but nevertheless, Watson will head to the box.
99 to the box.
.208 on the clock here. Minnesota will look for a go-ahead goal here late in this second period. There to take the draw for Minnesota is Jace Magner against Max Prodovsky for Boston.
Point tied for the points lead, Max Prodovsky. Not just an offensive player, relied upon to kill penalties here.
Now on it is Magner. Magner up top, finds his man Walter. Walter's pass towards Staus is deflected away from danger by Prodovsky. Now it's Staus. Hands it off back to Walter. Walter ahead finds Stinson. Stinson down the left side. Tries to get past Archibald. Stinson battling for it, and to help out is Magner. Magner up top. Unable to fire. That one was Nash, and unable to keep it in. The point was Walter. Walter over the left side finds Moulton. Moulton's pass, Karam's off a skate, and now Boston sends it all the way down the ice.
Getting that long change, getting both D-men, actually 3 D-men off the bench.
Now Staus up ahead, skates with it for Minnesota. Staus through center, now down the left side. Staus fires, and that one just goes wide. Magner picks it up. Jace Magner sends it down low, and now it's taken by Stinson. Stinson gets it back for Nash. Nash down low with the puck in the final minute of this second period. Up top, it's taken by Staus. Over to Walter. Fires it down low, received there by Stinson. In front, and Nash backhanded it through the crease. Boston finds the puck, and firing it down the ice there was the defenseman who was not on our sheet. We'll see who it is. Pardon me, that was Ryan Cullen wearing number 4. And now Minnesota making moves at center. Brock Staus. Staus down the right side, leaves it for Stewart. Stewart into the middle. Here's a chance. Schmidt dishes it off. Now up top, it's taken there by Walter. Walter at the left point. Long pass there to Blake Schmidt. Schmidt into the middle. Deflected on goal there by Stewart. Making the save. It's still loose in the crease. Minnesota trying to find it. Moulton's shot is blocked. Oh, and unable to get it on goal there was Schmidt. 3 seconds on the clock. Long shot. Save made there by Syriac with 0.1 seconds remaining in this middle period.
And once again, Syriac, a la Dominic Hasek, I'll keep saying it, without his goal stick. Scrambling to make these saves. And without that paddle, it is harder to cover that 5-hole. Not impossible, but harder.
0.1 on the clock. Maybe time for one last shot. Probably not. We'll see what happens here as now the puck is down and the buzzer sounds. After 2 periods of play, it is 1-1 between Minnesota and Boston.
Well, what an even game. We're only separated by 1 shot apiece. And obviously, as you can see on your scoreboard on your screens, we are tied 1-1. We got a little bit of a longer intermission. I'll probably be joining you here for some highlights. I'm sure we don't have just goals. We got a couple 10-bell saves to go through. But we'll see you back again shortly for those highlights. On behalf of myself, Conrad Krauser, and your play-by-play man, Mike Gould, we'll see you shortly for more of the 33rd Annual Brick Invitational here from West Edmonton Mall at the Ice Palace. And we'll see you in about 5
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Welcome back to the Ice Palace. My name's Connor Krauser. I'm your color commentator today here on ASTV, Amateur Sports Television. You're watching live on your television screens your game between the Junior Bruins and we've been calling them Minnesota Blades. They're listed as Team Minnesota. I think both apply to this squad, and what a game. We're having a goaltending battle for the ages here on the Ice Palace ice rather. And oh boy. Sorry for the technical difficulties to start off the game, but you know, we're back, we're ready to roll. And let's roll with that first highlight. I believe this was the goal for the No Stars, scored by number 8, Nolan Steele. Bruins turn over the puck at the blue line. This allows the team to go in. Little bit of a delay at the line. First save made, but it's stuffed home by Steele, sitting right on the goal line. Had eyes on the puck the whole time, manages to sweep that one past goaltender Luke Syriak, but we're going to see more of Syriak. Syriak has made a couple of 10-bell saves to keep the Junior Bruins in this one. So let's head on to that first one here shortly. And what can we say? I want to say, what can I say except you're welcome. But I'm not in a Disney movie and I can't sing as well as Dwayne did in that Moana film. But Luke Syriak may be in the starring role for this one. Syriak facing mono-e-mono competition. Pass all the way across, but manages to get lateral, takes a look over his shoulder, and then gets high, managing to snag down that second attempt. Oh boy. Syriak getting a pat of approval from our head of officiating. You know what? You got to appreciate quality play when it's out there, regardless of who you are. And oh boy, that wasn't the only time Syriak would be called into action in this period. He has made 14 stops on the 15 shots. Only one trickling home earlier, as you saw Nolan Steele pushing that one past. And you know, he made the first save on that one too. Got to do a little bit more work if you're the Minnesota defenders. But let's go to Syriak's, or if you're the Bruins defenders rather. Let's get Syriak's next save queued up here on our screens, and I'll break it down for you. Oh, looks like it's just the congratulatory hugs of affection there. The defense showing, hey, we appreciate you. Go and keep making saves like that. And you know what? If he keeps making saves like that, we are going to continue seeing some goaltending. And you know what? We might just see another overtime. And I'm not going to be disappointed. Both of these teams have been playing brilliantly. And you know what? This is a battle, as I mentioned, not just for points and seeding, but you know, individual accolades as well. As I've mentioned, we do have our goal scorer, Nolan Steele, working his way back into that scoring race. Chris Welby as well, working on that. But we do have the watch on Maxwell Prodovsky. Prodovsky currently at 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists. Any point will put him back into the sole possession of that first place. I say that here. I'm looking at my stats sheet that was printed off at the beginning of the day. I don't have stats from our other rink, the River Cree Arena. But you know, regardless, if you're at 7 points this will be the 5th game here for the Bruins. 7 points in 5 games, still a huge points percentage. Anytime you're at a points percentage over 1 or anywhere near 1, that's got to be a huge stat line. But not enough talk about stats. Enough of me talking to you. Go grab a coffee. Go grab your morning juice if that's what gets you going. And we'll be back here on ASTV to bring you the 3rd period after this flood is finished. Here between the Boston Junior Bruins and the Minnesota Blades / Team Minnesota. I'm Connor Krauser. I'll be joined by my commentary partner, Mike Gould, shortly. But we'll see you there.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Hey folks, welcome back to West Edmonton Mall. We're here at the 33rd Annual Brick Invitational Tournament. Mike Gould along with Conrad Krauser here as the Boston Junior Bruins and the Minnesota Blades are about to do battle in this third period, entering it tied at 1.
Bruins trying to get their fans to get loud, doing the flybys. The world's longest flyby going all the way around the end boards. And you know what? It has been a goaltending duel between Syriac and Ryan.
Indeed it has, with Luke Syriac making some fantastic saves in this one. He has been the more tested of the two goaltenders, but not by much. The shots favoring Minnesota 15-14.
One shot difference. And you know, we got lots of fan support here, and it's amazing. The mall's starting to open up, and we're starting to see that upper level of the more casual observers starting to file in. Not necessarily family members watching from up top, but a nice little sight to see while you're off doing your shopping on a early Canada Day.
Here on this Friday morning here at West Edmonton Mall. And McCann making some nice moves. Look at McCann go on the left side. Now it's taken away from him by Jackson Wakefield.
Reminder, it is a long weekend on both sides of the border. Ours taking place on the Friday, but 4th of July happening on Monday.
Now here's Stinson. Stinson down the left side, forced to spin back, finds his man Steele. Steele into the middle, and that puck went through the crease.
So the question is, which one of these teams will want to start the fireworks show off early? Who will get back on the board?
Down low, both teams battling for it inside the Minnesota zone. One of the Minnesota players upended, no call. Now Prodovsky's pass in front, deflects just wide.
As mentioned, Prodovsky, one of the players to watch, definitely has put up some points already in this tournament.
Now Spacito battling for it. Spacito backhands it forward, and now back on it for Minnesota is Rylan Schneider. Up ahead, Stewart on that puck. Stewart has it lost in his feet. Now it's taken there by Moulton. Moulton dumps it in. Back on it. Stewart giving chase, but it's Boston who finds it first, and it's chipped out to center ice where Matchy awaits. Matchy gets it over to Schneider. Schneider finds Schmidt up ahead. Schmidt banks it to Moulton. Moulton down the right side. Couldn't quite find Stewart. It bounces through the middle, and now Minnesota picks it up again. Sent in front, and a nice pad save made there by Syriac. Minnesota, Stewart down low. Stewart finds his man up top, cutting in. A shot there, deflects just wide. That one was taken by Schneider.
I think Syriac got a piece of that one.
Now Matchy sends it down low for Stewart. Hands it off to Moulton, back to Stewart. Stewart, wraparound try. They're poking at it, and now covering it up is Syriac in the Boston crease.
You know, I think that one might have been loose. The ref lost sight of it. But Syriac making sure to make sure that blocker's in the right position to get that whistle.
13:04 on the clock here in this third period.
A little Hansen on a Canada Day.
Now it's pushed forward. Nash backhands it on goal, and a blocker save made there by Syriac. Boston bringing it out to center ice. Sent over to Asal on the right side. Asal making moves. Welby backing him up, but Minnesota tries to clear it. They can't. Cullen keeps it alive. Cullen into Welby, and it's knocked off his stick by Minnesota. Here come the Blades. Through the right side now, Magner on the puck. Magner cuts in. Dropped there by Bobrov. Back on it. Here's a chance for Minnesota coming it out in front, and Nash couldn't get it on goal. Boston on it. Pardon me, Minnesota. Shot there by Nash. Oh, he scores!
The lucky blue mittens putting that puck far side, just out of Syriac's pad's reach. And we once again have Minnesota out in front.
Colton Nash picks a corner past Luke Syriac, making it a 2-1 lead for Minnesota over Boston with 12:23 to play in regulation.
The Magic Mittens, I'm going to call them that. They proved to be magical, taking the lead back, putting the pressure back on Boston.
Puck sent up the near side. Boston turns it back. Here comes Spacito down the right. Spacito sends it down low for Prodovsky. Spacito comes in to help out. Prodovsky sends it in front, and Minnesota sweeps it away. Up the near side, Boston tries to send it down low, comes up high. Long shot by McCann, taken away by Minnesota. Now Wakefield backhands it out to center.
So Mike, you put that number at 9 or 10 to get into the playoffs. Both of these teams on 6 points, so a regulation win might move them on to tomorrow already.
McCann hauled down, no call there against Minnesota. And now Matchy on the puck. Up the near side, it's turned over, and Boston on it. McCann from a sharp angle save. The rebound, Prodovsky, is stopped by Ryan. He'll hold on for a face-off inside the Minnesota zone.
Ryan holding on for dear life as the shots are going to start coming fast and furious here from this Bruins team trying to push their way back.
Brackett lining up to take the draw for Boston. It's pushed forward, and Brackett after it. Brackett down low, tries to cut up top, comes to Watson, tried to fire it on goal, but couldn't pull the trigger. Both teams jostling for the puck in the near side corner. Comes up top where Minnesota takes over. On there is Moulton, gets over to the far side for Staus. Staus on the backhand, couldn't pull the trigger there either. And now Boston almost had it squirt towards its own goaltender. Syriac had to jump on top of it. .11:04 on the clock here in this third period. Face-off upcoming in the Boston zone with Minnesota leading 2-1. Face-off won by Minnesota. Schmidt from a sharp angle. That shot deflected toward the goal, and now it's directed away from danger.
Syriac almost had to make another diving stop.
Now up top, Staus sends it down low. Stewart waiting for it. Stewart being pressed there by McElhaney. Now there's a penalty going to be called on the play. It's going to go against the Bruins here with 10:42 to play in this third period.
Looks like it will be McElhaney heading to the box, if I do believe. Oh no, I'm wrong.
Looks like it'll be Brackett, number 11, to the box for Boston.
Brackett very quick with his hands, unfortunately in the wrong way this time. We've called his name lots, deking his way into the offensive zone. Maybe he'll get the chance out of the penalty box.
Face-off upcoming, and Boston wins it. Now Minnesota takes it away, and on there is Stewart. Hands it off down low. Pass returned out in front and knocked away by the Boston goaltender. Stewart with the puck on the right side. Sends it down low for Moulton. Moulton brings it up top. Moulton surveys his different options. Moulton fires a shot that flutters just wide. Now Stewart at the side. Tried to jam it home. Stewart with it below the goal line. Looks up top. Banks it for Staus. Staus couldn't control it. Now he gets it back and fires it down low where it's taken there by Schmidt. Over to Moulton. Drops it for Walter. Long shot. Flutters just wide. Staus couldn't get it on goal. Archibald picked it off. Rims it around, but Staus picks it off. Now in front, Boston intercepts that pass, and they get into the line. Not out, kept in. Left side, it's Staus. Winds, fires, and that one was going wide, but nevertheless, it's gloved by Syriac.
So you won't have seen this on camera, but I certainly see it from our broadcast location. Owen Ryan, as this power play is going on, is leaning on his post almost casually. Really reminds me of Elvis Merzlikins when the play is not in his end.
And now Lions with the puck, rims it around the Boston defensive zone, kept in by Minnesota. Down low with that puck is Nash. Nash stops up and finds his man up top. That's Schneider. Schneider lets that one go. It's blocked en route, and Boston fires it all the way down the ice.
Lyons is the special teams quarterback of both teams. You can almost hear him through our mics communicating with his D partner and his forwards where they need to be.
Boston sends it back into Minnesota territory, and on it there is Matchy. Matchy with the puck. Looks up ice. Luca Matchy finds his man Magner. Magner loses it to Welby. Now it's sent back toward the Boston line where Alfiro picks it up and backhands it toward the Minnesota end. Now on it is Jace Magner. Magner finds his man Nash. Nash pokes it to himself. Nash down the left side, kicks it into the Boston end. And back on it there is Lyons. Lyons for Prodovsky. Prodovsky with the puck, hands it off to Welby. Welby up the near side, mishandled it. Now he gets it back and hands it off. Now look out, a steal. Here comes Stinson for Minnesota. Stinson stops up, looks up top, finds Burke. Burke walking in, scores! Landon Burke, 3-1 Minnesota.
Oh, and this is going to put the pressure on the junior Bruins here. Down 2 with 8:20 to go. But we've seen lots of comebacks here in this tournament, almost as the theme of day one. The Bruins watching the long flyby. They're ready to get back in action here, trying to narrow this deficit.
3-1 the score in favor of Minnesota here in the third period of this game of the 33rd annual Brick Invitational Tournament. Face-off at center ice is won by Boston. They send it ahead. Prodovsky chips it in. Tampa back on it. Reverses it over to Walter. Walter looks up ice, sends it up the near side. Boston tries to keep it alive. Now it's Stewart on the puck. Stewart hands it off over to the right side for Moulton. Moulton at the circle, sends it in front. Oh, that one was deflected just wide. I think that went off a Boston stick. Now it's Walter who sends it down low. Intercepted there by Boston. Gets it ahead to Spacito. Spacito turned back by Minnesota. Now Spacito streaks over to get it ahead to Campanelli. Campanelli helped out by McCann. McCann falls to the ice. Puck slides with him. Now it comes to Watson. Watson to Campanelli. Watson with the puck in front, and that one just missed McCann.
Watson needs to channel the number on the back of his jersey, get that first one, and hopefully another great one.
Now Minnesota back on the puck. With it there is Moulton. Moulton ahead. That pass didn't quite reach Stewart. And now back on it is Campanelli. Almost too many men on the ice for Boston. Now it's Watson down the right side. Watson fires, and a toe save there made by Ryan. Down low, it's Matchy going back to get it for Minnesota. Matchy ahead for Stewart. Stewart into the middle, finds Schmidt. Here comes Schmidt. Schmidt fires a shot, and a blocker save made there by Syriac. Now a delayed penalty coming up, and it's going to go against Boston.
It's going to be a slash, but who is it on?
6:50 on the clock here. Boston leading, Boston trailing 3-1 against Minnesota, being outshot 23-17, and it's going to be Watson heading to the box.
His second penalty of the game, and he's a big, tall dude. Can get some leverage into those slashes.
A product of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and now there's going to be a timeout taken, I believe, by Boston. Pardon me, called by Minnesota as they announce over the loudspeakers here at West Ed.
Trying to get this final nail in the coffin, I guess, with this communication. Again, the big, long wingspan of Watson unavailable on this penalty kill. Certainly something you'd like to have, a forward that can reach that far to either side. I almost would compare him to a Zdeno Chara. He looks so much taller and so much broader almost. I can't think of a phrase for it, but definitely a big young man.
Watson listed as the heaviest player on this Bruins roster at 5'2", 110. Now he's sitting in the penalty box, and Minnesota has an offensive zone faceoff on this power play. They win the draw, and now it's Matchy at the point. Sends it down low, taken there by Schmidt. In front, it's chipped through the crease, and now Cullen takes over and fires it all the way down the ice. Matchy back on it for Minnesota. Matchy fires it ahead to Schmidt. Schmidt trying to get it past Cullen, but couldn't. And Cullen sends it right back down into Minnesota territory.
Bruins need to be disciplined here. You can't afford to go 5-on-3 and expect to have any pushback in this game.
Staus with it. Staus maneuvering. Staus shoots, and a save made there by Syriac, who lunges on the loose rebound for a face-off inside the Boston zone here.
Definitely looks like he's starting to tire a little bit, taking a little extra time to get up after freezing the puck, shaking his arms and legs out, shaking off the cobwebs.
Face-off won by Minnesota. Up top, the puck is taken there, and now it's Walter on the left side. Walter sends it down low, receiving it there as Stinson. Stinson on the left side. Back up top for Walter. Over to the right side there for Kampa. Now down low, it's Wakefield. Wakefield rims it around for Stinson. Stinson at the left circle. Stinson hesitates and now fires the pass over to the right side. Picked off, though, and Campanelli fires it all the way down the ice.
Would have liked to see Campanelli take a few more strides down the ice, see if he can get a shorthanded opportunity. You need to push back in this game sometime.
40 seconds to play on this. Minnesota man advantage. Up the near side, but it comes Steele. Steele has a goal in this game. He stops up and finds Stinson up top. Return feed bounces off Steele's skate. That allows Alfiro the chance to fire it down the ice. Now back on it for Minnesota's Life Kampa. Kampa down the right side. Carries it across the blue line. Now is the puck knocked off his stick, but he bumps his man in the far corner. Now the puck is sent up top where it's kept in by Walter.
I think Kampa's lucky not to get called for a cross check there.
Now Nash in the left circle. Nash up top for Walter. Sends it back down low for Nash. Nash at the bottom of the left circle.
Back to 5-on-5.
Nash still with control. Gets it up top for Walter. Walter shot through traffic. Deflects off McCann into the corner. Now on it is Irwin. Irwin hands it off. Boston gets it up the far side. Prodovsky can't get it out. Now he hands it off over to Watson, who brings it out for Boston. Here's Watson down the right side. Makes a move. Watson shoots. Stop made by Ryan. He covers up. He looked behind him, but he kept the puck out with 4:17 to go in this third period.
Not short of confidence there for Watson. Watson weaves his way around the defender, gets a quality shot on net. And Ryan looks to be in a little bit of discomfort there. But
Shots favoring Minnesota 24-18 here. Late in this third period, Minnesota leading 3-1, although they couldn't score on that last man advantage opportunity.
now it's all about possession if you're Minnesota. You don't want to turn that puck over like they just have along the boards.
Now Boston on it. A shot there by Alfiro goes high. Minnesota back on it. They have a player streaking. He would have been caught offside anyway, but nevertheless, the delayed call is made.
And that one might go all the way back to their defensive zone with how long that pass was.
They might have called it an intentional offside. We'll see where the face-off will be. No, it'll just be outside the... No, it will be back outside the Minnesota zone with 3:52 on the clock here in this third period.
Yeah, the Bruins are probably happy with that. And once again, a reminder that the Minnesota team is the away team, so have to make their changes first.
Machi tried to clear the zone, and he does. Up the near side, Minnesota tries to advance it forward. Stinson gets it into Boston territory, but not very deep. And now it's McCann breaking it out.
They do have their goal scorer Steele on the ice, and he makes a nice play at the blue line.
And now down the right side comes Watson. Watson turned back, and now Minnesota can't clear. It's Alfiro on the puck. He loses control. Now it's Staus down the right side. Staus has Stinson with him. Staus, long shot there. Sails just wide. On the near side, Stinson tried to get it up top, taken away by Watson. Here comes Watson making moves. Cuts wide. Watson muscled off the puck by Machi.
Machi using his mouth guard, much like Matthew Tkachuk does, just between the teeth, not actually in covering all those pearly whites.
Down low, that pass out top is taken by Lions. Long drive there, deflects off a knee and wide. Stinson fires it out to neutral territory.
Still in goal is Luke Syriac, but I don't think that'll be the case much longer.
Lions down the right side. Lions down low, fires it on goal. The rebound directed wide by Prodovsky. And now into the corner, it's picked up there by Schneider. Gets it up to center ice. Lions' pass picked off by Stewart. Stewart hands it off. Here's a chance for Moulton. Moulton on goal. Scores! What a goal! Owen Moulton makes the deke. Goes upstairs. Minnesota leads 4-1.
Another quality goal. Moulton was one of the names we announced was looking to tie the goal scoring lead and does so to put probably the final nail in the junior Bruins coffin in this game. Maybe for the tournament. It's going to be real tough. Going to rely on their last game of the day to try and hit that 9-point mark.
2:18 to play in this third period. Minnesota leading by 3. Off that last goal by Owen Moulton. What a beauty it was. Now Boston with the puck down the right side. It's Welby with a long shot. Gloved there by Ryan. He elects to play it. Rimmed around the near side, and Stewart can't deflect it out. Sent back for Welby. Welby to Spacito. Spacito sends it back down low for Welby. Back to Spacito. Now Minnesota takes over. It's Moulton with the puck. Moulton cut to the middle. Moulton mauled from behind by Irwin. No call on the play. Now through the middle. It's Walter with the puck. 1:42 on the clock here in the third period. With it now is Schneider. Schneider's pass picked off by Boston. They get it up to center ice. And now taking over for Minnesota is Walter. Walter is on it. Maneuvering through center. Walter down the right side. Poked away from him, but Steele keeps it alive at the point. Now Boston gets it out to center ice. Minnesota sends it right back in, and Dean gives chase. Over to the near side, taken there by Campa. Campa has it lost in his skates. Now he fires a shot that's deflected wide by Dean. Now it's Kratz. Down low for Dean. Haven't seen a lot of this line in this game. Now it comes up for Machi. Long shot there on goal and gloved. Held onto there by Syriac as we're into the last minute of play in this third period.
I gotta say, you see a lot more of that with this younger crowd. Got the full face shield on. Might as well have that mouth guard hanging out like you see most of the pros doing. Imitation, the most sincere form of flattery.
Face off one by Minnesota. Long shot there. Sails just wide off the stick of Kampa. Cullen gets it up ahead to Campanelli, who gets it out to center ice. And now Matchy goes D over to Kampa, who gives it right back to Matchy. Pass up ahead, taken there by Dean. Dean down the left side, fires a shot that just misses wide to the right. Kampa, that shot is blocked by Campanelli. Comes up top, Machi keeps it in. Now it's Burke on the puck. Passes it through the middle. Kratz fires a shot that sails just wide to the left. Now Dean down low, battling for it. Kratz also involved. And now Bobrov tries to take it away. Dean finds it. Burke helps out. Kratz up top. Burke finds it. Kratz, oh, and it was just out of his reach. Couldn't get the shot on goal with 2 seconds left. That should do it. Your final score in this one, the Minnesota Blades emerging victorious over the Boston Junior Bruins, 4-1.
The Bruins swarming their goaltenders, showing their appreciation for some of the amazing saves he made to try and keep his team in it. Unfortunately, just could not get those markers to tie this game up. Now relying on that final game of day 3 to see if they can squeak their way into the playoff dates.
Shots on goal favoring Minnesota 26-19 after all is said and done here at West Edmonton Mall. Mike Gould here for Conrad Krausert at the 33rd Annual Brick Invitational Tournament. We'll hear more from Conrad in a moment as he goes down to ice level to talk to our 3 stars of the game, which he himself selected. Here on ASTV, we have lots more here coming at you from the Brick Tournament. Over the next few days, we've got the 2011 birthdays playing right now with the 2012s coming up next week. Well, on behalf of all of our production crew, I'd like to say thank you. Here from our broadcast booth, here for ASTV, Mike Gould signing off for the play-by-play portion of our broadcast. We'll have Conrad Krausert down in ice level in just a couple of moments. Thank you and have an excellent rest of your Friday.
Mic check, mic check. So we're just going to wait until both backgrounds. Come on in, Owen. Get close together. You guys are in more gear than I am. So hi, everybody. I'm your commentator, Connor Krausert, and up there is our camera. But I'm joined by both our first star and our third star, both goaltenders, Owen Ryan and Luke Sariak. Owen and Luke, you guys had quite the goaltending battle out there. Both of you going save for save. Are you looking down the end of the ice, looking at each other and being like, I know goaltending's a bit more of a brotherhood than some of the other positions. Are you almost giving the opponent a stick tap? I'll go to you first here, Luke.
Yes. Yeah, I like seeing his saves over there, and his stacked pad save was sweet.
We were really, really hyping up both of you guys here on the broadcast. So do you find that having an opponent that's having those big saves, does it make you want to play better, want to match the other guy, as much as it is wanting to cheer on your own team to hopefully get it past the other guy?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really fun to match the other goalie. Yeah, same. I just try to do the best I can and be the best I can.
I don't know, maybe a little bit later on in the tournament you guys can share some secrets about some of the other shooters for the other teams. Maybe meet up again in the finals. I'll let you guys go get back down to your teams, but great goaltending battle from both of you. And now we're joined by our second star of the game, number 11, Owen Moulton. Owen, third goal of the game, kind of put it on ice for your team, and it was a great individual effort slicing across the net. What did you see on the goal?
It was a good finish, and I got a good feed from my wing partner.
Yeah, and I talked to both of your goaltenders throughout this tournament. What does it say to have confidence in your guy to make all the big saves, only letting the one in today?
It was big for us. He stood on his head, and both our goalies have been really good this tournament.
But then you also saw some highlight reel saves coming against you guys. Did you feel that you could still keep your head high, or was it a little bit challenging knowing he was playing his heart out?
Yeah, I knew we were going to bury one of those chances, but he played good overall.
Perfect. But that's all we have time for today. My name's Conrad Krausert. Thank you so much to both of these players, both goalies, and all of you watching in the stands. Please continue to get loud. But for me here, Conrad, and all of our production team here at ASTV, we'll send it off, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes.